Okay, so I'm back. So delighted to be with you. I'm having trouble seeing uh, where I will see comments come in, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. I know Facebook has been shifting the producer of online videos. So, what are we here to talk about today? I am coming to you live to share with you an overview of, really it's kind of an e-booklet, but it's the 9 steps that I came up with that all of us can take right now to bring some peace, bring some calm, bring some centering to everything that is unfolding around us related to the coronavirus. What I'm seeing, and I don't know what you guys are seeing, is that people are kind of going in 2 different directions. They're either contracting into incredible fear, not traveling, even afraid to go out in their community, even though there's no rational reason to be doing that for most of us at this point. Or, hey Sharon, welcome. The other way is getting really angry with the media that this is a distraction, this is a diversion, and they're being irresponsible. So what I'm witnessing is people either in anger or in fear. Both are not really productive to our daily lives. So how the 9 steps came to be, and they're posted, the link to that is posted right in the comments box, is that I've seen a ton of stuff flying around on the internet and social media. I'm sure you have too. And a friend sent me what I thought was a really decent piece related to utilizing homeopathic and naturopathic remedies to bolster our immune system and to actually combat viruses, not just the corona, but any virus at this point. It's flu season. And as I was looking at this, I was asked by my husband to make a little postcard. Great idea, so that he could share this with people. He was going on a business trip. And I sat down to lay it out in a postcard. Some of you know I'm a graphic designer. And as I did so, I realized I wanted to write a little intro. And then the intro became longer because I found there was more and more that I felt wanted to come forth from me to share. So the result is the 9 steps to being peaceful, pragmatic, and prepared. You know, from my background in Red Cross, I have to be honest, it's actually a really good idea to be prepared, as we would for any situation, much like a hurricane or a blizzard or flooding and a fire. I cannot tell you how many families are completely devastated from losing everything they own in a matter of minutes and standing in the frigid cold in the middle of the night in pajamas with nowhere to go, not knowing what to do, not having any resources. And so from my experience there, I learned that it's really wise to have a family plan and a disaster plan. The other unique perspective that I bring to this is that I've had an interesting medical history related to viruses and bacteria, and it's not publicly, well, until recently it wasn't publicly known, but I took a pilgrimage to India in 2018, just about 2 years ago. And I came home with one of the biggest threats to world health, the E. coli ESBL, lurking deep in my gut. And I did not feel the effects of it until many months later, when I became very, very ill. And there was a moment in time, several moments actually, where it was not known whether the 4 or 5 known antibiotics that could treat this would work. I happen to be highly allergic and highly resistant to antibiotics. So I've lived with and through that fear of being taken out by something that we don't have the medicine for, or we can't control, or we don't know, or this is emerging. Seriously, on the side of someone wants to pop in. The other backside of this is that I work in transformational spaces, and I work with people who are awakening to a spiritual way of approaching their lives, which really to me means awareness. And when we wake up with awareness, we begin to understand our vibration and how our thoughts and our choices create and shape our daily existence. So putting all of this together, the reality is I have a unique trifecta of experiences that really make it lovely and unique for me to have a perspective to offer at this time. So I invite you to check out the 9 steps. I will be offering a 9 be on Facebook or a webinar series or a combination of both. But I'm heading out, just want to be truthful with you all, I'm heading out on a plane in 2 days to go to Sacramento. And I'm coming right back, and all is going to be well. And when I come back, I'll be setting up the free online series, and we'll take each of these 9 steps that you can take. For now, I'm just going to go over them really by title, so you get a sense. And if you haven't clicked on this link yet at the top, you can do that along with me. I'll post it again here. So here's why I wrote this. There is an overload of information coming at us right now. We are just being bombarded, and it's gotten in our everyday life difficult to discern what is real, what is not real, what is hype, what is not hype. And so what are facts, right? We don't even agree on a set of facts in this country right now. So the coronavirus and everything going on right now really calls us to tap into our inner wisdom and a place within ourselves. And if we're feeling that anger, if we're feeling that fear, that's a resonance that is within us that's holding us back and keeping us stuck in a vibrational place where the energy of all that is just really tapping into something within us that's longing to be healed. And, you know, at Philosophers Camp, we work with the wilderness within, and we tend to the gardens of our souls. And so that's really what we're talking about here. We are a wilderness within ourselves. And the truth is, there's nothing going on out there that we don't react to unless it's going on within ourselves. So this whole coronavirus is providing a fantastic opportunity for us to do some inner work, to elevate our health, to elevate our immunity, which is a good idea anyways, and to really understand how precious every day is that we're gifted to be here on this planet. So when you read the blog, you're going to learn how to move out of the groupthink of worry, and I give you some very simple tools to recenter and just bring calm to your system, and you can do them over and over and over again. The other thing is I also provide practical resources to thoroughly and thoughtfully prepare. I've done a lot of research on this, and from working with for the Red Cross for a long period of time, I know all about disaster preparedness. They have a great line of products. So actually, if you wanted to have a conversation with me about that, I could give you some guidance on that. Then the next thing is these 9 steps really talk about why it's best for us to approach this from a whole systems, holistic approach. How we really want to approach our everyday life and this coronavirus situation. And then finally, I give you lots of tools to move out of the fear and the paralysis and into a place of, where you can be really peaceful. And the bottom line is, I was talking to someone who actually was frightened by my first draft of the 9 steps. And I felt bad. I was like, well, why is this frightening to you? And she was really moved and shaken. And so we came up with this analogy, and here's why I wrote the 9 steps. How many of us, I have had nightmares where you wake up and you are sweating and you're terrified because the dream was about sitting for an exam in either high school or college or a professional license or something where you were completely unprepared and you have to sit for that exam. There's no way out. You know you're going to fail. You know your life is over. And so you wake up from this nightmare in a total sweat. That's the energy that we want to avoid with the coronavirus. But a lot of people are feeling it unconsciously or just under the surface, and it's really impacting your daily life. So what we know psychologically is even when things are out of our control, which everything is in reality, when we do our best to prepare and we do what we know to do, we can then relax. We can rest in that structure. We can rest in the knowingness that we've done all we can. And it brings relief to us on all levels. The other thing to mention is, and I want to welcome Cindy and Judy and Christine. Another thing to consider is a primary spiritual teaching, which a lot of people don't know, is that having control of our lives and thinking we control what goes on around us is really an illusion. And as a reformed self-control freak and master of control, I can share that it brought me a great freedom to begin to understand that every day the truth is we live in the unknown. We just have normalized it. And so what coronavirus is doing is it's throwing that up and, tossing our beliefs and our systems into the air and bringing us a lot of discomfort. But the truth is, we have grown up with the flu, which is also virulent and can be dangerous, and we don't even think twice about the flu, most of us. In fact, half of Americans get the vaccine. So the other thing that coronavirus is offering us is a chance to really just let go of the need to think that we control everything in our lives and to really understand that we are living in the unknown every day anyways. So to bring some comfort to that and to bring some tools to help you work with that. So I talk about personal peace. So the 9 categories is to manage our mind and our spirit. And again, I will be offering a free online 9-part series, either as a webinar series or here on Facebook, to go deeper into these. So the first step is to manage our mind and spirit. The second step is to work to bolster our immune systems and our general health. And we can use traditional things. We can use things that allopathic medicine gives us. Zinc, we know. Studies have shown zinc really helps to stop or lessen the effects of the common cold and other illnesses. Well, there are a ton of resources that a lot of people in the West aren't aware of that are homeopathic in nature, which means essences and tinctures and minerals and using things that work on a vibrational level. And then we have essential oils, which also work on a vibrational level, and the whole study of naturopathic medicine. These are well respected, ancient lineages of medicine going back from all cultures through millennia. But in the West, we've been taught, similar to being raised with the flu, right? We've been taught to discount a lot of these resources. Well, I'm here to tell you that after I had E. coli ESBL and I needed to rebuild my gut, I did this through homeopathics, through naturopathic medicine, through food. I had to rebuild my entire immunity system, and so I did it. And so I'm here to say that these categories of tools can offer us great support in strengthening our health and our immunity. So the next category, number 3, is related to that, which is working with medicinal foods and herbs. So for instance, scientists already know how this virus is working, and a natural food to combat this, or any virus really, but this in particular, is green tea and green tea extract. Without going into the science is touched on just a hint in the 9 steps, but I also give you the source, so you can go down the rabbit hole as deep as you want. But flaxseed, citrus peel, the red algae, nanosilver actually is something that my family uses, and we're on a regimen of that almost all the time. So lots of tools with medicinal foods and medicinal herbs and minerals. So take a look at that section. Then the 4th one is nuts and bolts, and this goes back to my Red Cross training days. Prepare, stock up. I mean, this is not anything new. Homeland Security, FEMA, I'm telling you right now, the Red Cross, disasters happen. We see them every day, whether it's a big flood impacting a whole city or just a house fire that completely destroys a family's life. We are wise when we take the time to build a family plan and to stock up and be prepared. So at a minimum, I have minimum recommendations, and then I came across a fantastic, one of the best preparedness lists that I've seen from a health department in a town in New Jersey. So that's included in the blog posting as well. The 5th step is where we get into this holistic approach. So studies show that 60% of Americans don't get enough sleep, adequate sleep, to stay healthy. So what can you do right now to bolster your immunity from threats like the flu, seasonal issues, and the coronavirus, should that come to pass? Well, this is basic stuff. In addition to washing your hands and then using hand sanitizer as a backup, how about, try this on for size, getting to 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night? How about taking time to nurture yourself? Again, at the Philosophers Camp, it's all about tending to the garden of our soul. And so part of your defense against things like coronavirus is a proactive stance to take care of yourself, whether that means massages or yoga or taking walks or reading a book under a blanket, acupuncture, all these amazing things that we can do that are simple, that bring us a holistic health, and they keep us vibrant and strong, so that when we have biological threats that come, we are well rested and at our optimal humming frequency, if you will, and that really does help. So I talk about that a little bit, and when we go into the free series that I'm going to do, I'm going to have a lot more thoughts on that. So here's the 6th component. So community is essential right now in so many ways for so many reasons. And we don't need to worry about community in relation to the coronavirus. If there comes a time where we are doing this social distancing, that is only physical. It's not virtual. So I talk about this, that it's time for us to be in community, to lean on community, to lean on each other. There will be times where each of us may be in need, and whether it's this time or next time, the fabric of our friends and family and our neighbors is important. So keep in mind that isolation virtually is not going to be a healthy thing for us. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling fearful or angry, by the way, actually, let me put this link up now. I'm inviting, so I've got a lot of feedback from this already, just as a little background. I got a lot of email in the morning. I sent the email out to my tribe. So I was contemplating, and a colleague said to me, why don't you just put together a quick program? So I actually did that in the last hour. So here's the thing. If you are struggling, reach out to a friend, a family member, a pastor, a minister, a counselor if you're in a therapeutic relationship. You can also reach out to me. I'm going to be offering what I'm calling Radiant Dawn VIP days, which was created, I swear, in the last hour, but it's important, so it's coming forth. We want to awaken every day feeling that the dawn is radiant, that we're not an agita, that we're not anxious. And we can do that. And you may need support to do that. So make sure you don't isolate. Make sure you find someone that you trust and reach out to them for support. It's a tricky time, between the geopolitical landscape, between climate change, among climate change, the stressors on each of us are profound. We are bombarded by technology. I mean, it's just, we are really being put upon by stressors. So I really wanted to emphasize this point for us to be in community and lean on community. These are really important things. So if you also want to, I'm going to take up to 10 people. If you want to book 20 minutes with me, we can focus on one quick issue. We'll go laser focused and resolve what's going on with you and try to, move you out of that place. And then if you are interested in working with me further, we can talk about that. So I did put that link in the chat, in the comments. All right, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. So, and I apologize for being a little scruffy, but I came right from yoga. So a lot of self-care, no makeup. All right, so let's take a deep breath. And thanks for hanging in there. It's really great to be with you guys. We're going to wrap up in about 5 minutes or so. So number 7. Oh, this is a juicy one, and we could spend a lot of time on this. So find gratitude, find wonder, find nature. Again, studies have shown over and over that when we are in a state of gratitude, literally all is well. And our bodies reflect that, our state of mind reflects it. So one of the tools that I've learned that I now teach is how to shift instantly into a state of gratitude. And it can be really challenging. Some days, I've had days where, I've had moments in my life where I had to go for the pretty simple ones, like I'm grateful I'm still breathing and that's about it. God damn it. So it's not always easy to find. But when we find gratitude, the world just seems right. And we right our ship. And we are looking around with a state of preciousness and tenderness. And so wouldn't that be wonderful to have on a daily basis? And guess what? We can. So there's 2 gateways for wonder, or for gratitude, and one is wonder. And I just did a whole summit series where there's a beautiful discussion about the state of wonder and things beyond ourselves and the value of that and who we truly are as divine beings. I'm going to have that up on my website pretty soon. So, in fact, I can get it up really soon. So go check for that after this if you want. It's a wonderful summit about wonder. Wonder is the state of acknowledging there are things that are beyond us, that are profound, that move us, that bring awe, that bring beauty. Wonder literally moves us from one state to another. And wonder can be achieved in so many ways. So I talk about that. I give some tips for how to find wonder find gratitude, and do that through nature, which you know we do here on the mountain if you know about Philosophers Camp. And if you don't, go check it out. So I'll put that in the chat too. Philosophers Camp. Because we work with nature as a gateway to rejuvenation and beautiful health, and working with the wilderness within. So that's number 7. Number 8 is to seek support and surrender. So we touched on that with number 7 a little bit. Don't hide your fears. Don't stay in paralysis. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Whether it's now, whether it's later. It's not worth breathing one more breath, being consumed with fear around things that are going on externally. All that is a reflection of the challenges and battles you're having within yourself. And that may be a challenge to hear, but it's the reality. So reach out and have a friend or a trusted person or a professional support you in moving out of fear if you find it really difficult, or book your session with me, and we'll just do a quick laser focus. We'll see where you are and what the next best steps are for you. So what do I mean by surrender in number 8? There's a beautiful description of that, but it really means acknowledging that there is more than us and our role as a divine being here on earth. So it's a little bit esoteric. I invite you to check out number 8. And then finally, I don't care who you are, what you believe, what you don't believe. We're all a light. We all are unique. The fusion of our soul experiences and our personalities create pretty unique human beings. So each of us has a gift. We have a way of showing up that lights up other people, lights up a room. So I talk about that as being number 9, one of the most important steps for right now with coronavirus and in general, is to show up as your light. So once you've cleared the fear, once you've cleared the anger, you will be shining. And when you're shining, just let it out. Reach out to others. Be proactive. So reach out with a place of expansiveness, with a place of knowingness of this wisdom that all is well, despite what the evidence may be showing. So many blessings to all of us, to each of you. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you to everyone who comes on later. If you watch, if you watch later, we'll have replay tags so we can tell the difference. And stay in touch. Stay in touch. Please go to my website if you're not on my email list, and you want to make sure you're part of this 9-part series. Please go join. You can let's see, stay in touch. I'll pull this up right now. I'll give you the link. Perfect. So this link here, the Calm Meditation link, is pretty cool. Do you know why? Because it's also a custom meditation that I made that is included in the 9 steps, so make sure you read it. It's also a place where you can join my community, so you get notices. You'll get notice of the 9-part webinar series. Some of you know I'm leading a trip to Peru, which is freaking off the hook in May, so if you want to hear about that, that's for sacred adventurers who want to go to Machu Picchu and be in the mountains. We're full steam ahead on that trip. It will change if we have to change, but we're full steam ahead right now. So go join the community. Stay in touch. Enjoy the 9 steps, and please give me feedback. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm here to serve, and if you're struggling, do reach out to me. I am taking appointments for up to 10 people who want to work with me at no charge on a laser-focused issue, something that's holding you back right now related to coronavirus or something else, and then we'll assess the next steps forward. I'm offering a Radiant Dawn VIP day, which is utilizing the best of what I know to do and how I show up and serve. Many, many blessings. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you out there somewhere.